So I'm delighted this evening to be with Jack Jiggens. So massive thanks, Jack. For the listeners out there, they may have heard of EXP Property Investments. In 30 seconds, Jack, who is EXP Property Investments?
Straight in with the unplanned elevator pitch. Thanks, Brendan. EXP Property Investments is an SME property development company who look at residential, land and commercial. We like tricky sites that require planning and value adding at every step of the stage. And we buy sites with or without planning, and we sell sites or we build them out. That's pretty much what EXP Property does. And it's a partnership, more importantly, between myself and Ben Richards, who runs his own architectural practice called Aura Homes.
Sure. Jack, in terms of commercial, why, massive thanks first of all for being open to co-host the first ever commercial property summit, which I've done. As I say, I've organised over 200 events in the last decade.
Wow.
So with massive help from the likes of Richard Bowser from Property Investor News Magazine, big supporter. Delighted he's going to be in attendance at the Commercial Property Summit. Look, Jack, in terms of commercial, what deals have you done in the last 24, 36 months or more recent than that?
The commercial, I was managing a commercial portfolio for the last few years, but my commercial exposure and actually doing more smaller deals in commercial has been really of the last 12 months, which has been all sorts of types of projects, which has been mixed use schemes predominantly that have elements of office or industrial and residential. And we've basically been increasing the size of the total envelope, but keeping it as mixed use. So these are schemes ranging between 1 and 13 units of sizes between 500,000 and 2.2 million GDV.
So Jack, in terms of geographical spread, because there's listeners out there who are thinking, is this just for London or is it a little bit further afield? What geographical spread are you based in?
So EXP predominantly operates in the south. We look at the home counties, which is Oxfordshire, Berkshire, Buckinghamshire, London, West London and South London. So we're fairly flexible in location because Ben's predominantly based in just South London and I'm based out of Reading. So we'll look at pretty much southeast London, southeast England.
Okay, and always a common question whenever you're at events. I think you got asked this question at the event with Angela Bryant, was about sourcing. So is it yourself who primarily does it, or how do deals come to you, Jack?
Good question. So initially when we were growing the business, we were both sourcing deals. I tend to source more because I think that suits my day-to-day business and my personality more so than Ben's. Ben's got attention to detail, got a lot of experience running projects end to end. So what tends to happen is I source, structure and fund the deal, and that would be with investor partners or banks. And then once we've secured the property, we do overlap and provide input and time and dedication, but more so Ben's on taking the project, then on taking it through the planning process to deliver it. So more of the sourcing is my role.
And Jack, in terms of the summit, it's a really quite tight agenda. It's incredibly tight. I'm not sure how I made it so tight. I have though. I'm delighted. I've got speakers all the way from Ireland coming along, Gavin Gallagher, for example. So my key question to you is, who are you most looking forward to hearing from at the summit? Is there a particular person you're particularly looking forward to hearing, or a particular topic? So you'll be chairing also the panel, which is focused on trends, general trends.
Yeah, it's not specifically one person because, like you said, there's so many people attending. And the agenda, I mean, it's an all-day event, so it's not really based on one keynote speaker and not really worthwhile going for one person because there's so much content there, including the networking. But I'm really keen to listen about trends, what people are looking for this year. I'm really keen to also hear more about care homes. There's been a lot of talk about the way that our country is going. There's not enough homes, but there's an aging population. And obviously the aging population have a bit more money than the youthful population. So just keen to hear on what everyone's looking to be doing and getting up to. Obviously,
Sure.
there's going to be quite a weighty conversation around retail, which has been changing quite dramatically over the last decade, more so to the recent half of that decade. So keen on meeting quite a few people. The agenda does look good, and there's a lot of specialists, but then there's a lot of people that do a bit of everything, which is similar to what we do.
So in terms of some of the specialisms, and that's a good point, Jack, a massive thanks to those exhibitors who've come through as well, which really helps to support the event. So the event is not a sales fund whatsoever. Delighted that Sealant's Hearn, Alex Hearn will be there, and his non-executive director, Luke Masters. Luke will be on the panel, in fact. Thank you. So in terms of just a few other names as well. So I mentioned about Alex and Luke and David Sealant. So I would try to pronounce the name as best as I can. So we've got also in terms of exhibitors, Bond Finance. So Callum Brooks. And also we have Daryl Norcutt from Lendwell. I'm so used to saying Shawbrook, but I will get told off. Former Shawbrook. So Jack, you mentioned some of the specialisms there. You know Alex better than I do. In fact, it's you yourself who introduced me to Alex. So just a little plug for who Alex is.
So I went to senior school, secondary school with Alex. He is a quantity surveyor by trade, but came out of a long role with a well-profound architectural and quantity surveying and project management company, and has set up on his own with Mr. Sealant's. So Sealant's Hearn is a project management and quantity surveying, basically surveying organisation. And I've had many dealings with Alex as an individual, but also now in the professional world as well, and could highly recommend his services.
So Jack, I just want to say thanks for taking time out this evening. Just to remind the listeners, the event is on the 7th of March, is based in Canary Wharf. It's a lovely hotel. So, Jack, any final thoughts?
All I can say is if you're partly interested in commercial or developments in terms of property and you haven't attended any of Brennan's events before, you're missing out, and you should come along, clear your desk, clear your head, enjoy the day and listen to what other people are up to.
So massive thanks for Jack joining myself this evening. Find out more about EXP Property Investments. Jack, how can they find out more about EXP Property Investments?
You can find me on Facebook and LinkedIn. We post as much as we can on both social media platforms. And you can, of course, go to our website, which is www.expinvestments.com.
So massive thanks, Jack, for joining me this evening. And I look forward to seeing you very soon. Thank you.
Cheers, Brendan.